Hi everyone, welcome back to Brain Dump. My name's Kai. Just want to preface per usual that I am not a mental health professional. I'm just a 20-year-old that's struggled with mental health pretty much my whole life, and I want to share my personal experiences with these topics. So, lately I've just been thinking about risks, and the risks that we take in our lives that sometimes we overthink about. Even the small things, like, it's okay to do something now and figure it out later. There have been so many things that I've said no to in the past just because I was scared. It's all about having the will to figure things out. If you say things like, if this, or if that, you are limiting yourself. Living by those if statements will only hold you back. Saying yes and committing to it are two separate things. I can say yes to something all day long, but it doesn't mean anything if I don't actually go through with it and take that risk. You have to find a way when there is no way, because fear can take over our lives and the choices that we make. I don't want to let that fear limit me from my full potential in my life. Obviously, don't say yes to everything. If something doesn't serve you, say no. Put your fucking foot down. But I say this all the time, you've got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable because the only way out is through. And I know I sound like a fucking cheesy motivational commercial right now, but all the cheesy shit is so accurate. Saying yes within reason is the key to all of this. You've got to think rationally, but also remember how fun those risks can be. Live your life the way that you want to live it. If you're capable of solving problems, life can become so much more bearable. Obviously there's going to be shit in our lives that we simply do not know the answer to, but you have to get to know yourself on a deeper level in order to help yourself and push yourself into saying yes to things that past you wouldn't have. That's just called personal growth. Saying yes now and figuring it out later is how you fail more quickly, and the quicker that you fail, the quicker you realize all the ways that you can succeed. You continue to improve as you learn through failure, and sometimes the way we fail is when we say yes without even thinking about it, and that's how we learn. Saying yes is how we learn to help our future selves. I heard someone describe boundaries as, this is where I can go. Can you meet me there? And I really love that. I'm a huge boundaries person, and I'm all about setting boundaries and following through on those boundaries, and that's just a perfect way of describing it. I used to use my boundaries as an excuse to tell the people in my life what to do. Like, you do this because I want you to. And it took me a while to realize that that's not what a boundary is. In fact, that's only harming my relationships with these people when boundaries should be a tool that make those relationships healthier and stronger. Boundaries are important when it comes to saying yes because, of course, you do what you feel is best, but sometimes what's best isn't the most comfortable, isn't the most enjoyable, but fuck it, we ball, life is just going to pass me by if I continue to say no to everything simply because I'm scared. And this is why I believe that morals are really important when it comes to people in your life, because if they can't respect those boundaries that you've set, then it's time to part ways. I've said this before and I'll say it again, not everyone is meant to be in your life. Life can suck, and you're going to lose people, and that hurts. I'm not going to undermine it, but it's important to find people that respect you and your boundaries. And saying yes lately has been becoming so much easier for me because I know and I can think of specific instances in my past where I said yes and it wound up being so amazing, like life-changing. Like, my life would not look the same without saying yes to those things. And I can also think of specific instances where I said no and I instantly regretted it. So I'm just going to say yes. Obviously, like I said, not to everything and not to something that would harm me or the people around me, but if it's a risk that could potentially make my life better, even in the tiniest way, I'm going to say yes. Life is way too short to say no all the time. There's so many ways that we can show up for ourselves in our lives, and I believe that saying yes is a huge part of showing up for you. It's allowing you to have a wider variety of amazing things to happen in your life, and who knows, you can meet some amazing people and have amazing experiences when you take those risks. Okay, if the audio quality is now different, I apologize. My wire for my microphone just completely bent and stopped working during that recording. So now we have a different microphone, but I don't know if it's the same quality. So again, I apologize. Anyway, let's continue. Sometimes the things that we say yes to, the things that we feel really good about in the moment, winds up being things that aren't good for us in the long run. And that's a part of learning what's good for you. But it's not like that all the time. That's why we say yes now and figure it out later. If you need to deal with something, you'll deal with it in your own time. No one can force you to, except for yourself. Embracing uncertainty is important, at least for me, and I think there's a difference between hesitation and spontaneous action or recklessness. Say yes now, but think rationally before you make that call. Think about what's best for you. I used to be a really big perfectionist in certain aspects of my life, and saying yes has helped me overcome the fear of that failure. Not completely, but, I'm taking every day as it comes. It's so cool how neuroplasticity allows us to rewire our brain, which helps us get used to saying yes. I feel like since for a long time I hated taking risks, I had to reframe my thoughts on regret. Regret can be harmful if you let it be by focusing on what could have been. That led to a lot of negative self-talk and self-blame. If you say yes now and figure it out later, you're going to figure it out. Even if it doesn't seem like it in your eyes, you devoted yourself to deliver by saying yes. Saying yes allows us to be resourceful, and I think that's a really good quality to have. If you say yes to something that you thought you wouldn't be able to figure out, and then you do wind up figuring it out, it makes you feel so accomplished. Like, if I could do that, what else can I get done? I'm trying to get used to my mind being stronger than my feelings, just because I have so many old toxic thinking patterns that I don't live by anymore. So it's an adjustment to realize that, wow, I don't think that way anymore. My brain doesn't work like that anymore. I don't live in constant stress about my past or my future. That was the way that I lived before, but I don't want to. And that makes me so happy that I don't live like that anymore. Circling back to boundaries, I've had to train myself to have boundaries that are stronger than my empathy, because I used to let my empathy take control and let people walk all over me. So saying yes isn't about forcing you into doing something you don't want to. It's about taking those risks that could help you have a better life. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, guys, I am getting 2 tattoos today, and I'm very excited. I only have one right now. It's on my forearm. It says, "If you never bleed, you're never gonna grow," which is a Taylor Swift lyric, of course, but I try to live by that statement. It's just true, Anyway, today I'm getting "I love you" in my mom's handwriting on my shoulder, and I'm also getting a shooting star on my hand that could either be interpreted as a rising or falling star depending on my mood, and I think it's a cool tattoo. Life is Strange, Double Exposure, comes out this month. I'm so excited about it. Also, Lizzie McAlpine, Older and Wiser. I am so excited for the deluxe version of this album. Also, guys, you're gonna be so proud of me. I am so proud of me. I've made friends, and I went to my very first college party. Wow, what an experience that was. It was fun, and I'm happy for me, because I'm making friends, and I've met some really cool people, and I don't know, things are kind of falling into place, and I feel very college right now. So I'll keep you posted on that, but as of right now, I'm really enjoying the connections that I'm making. Also, Heartstopper Season 3 comes out in 2 days. What the fuck? I didn't even know that, and I'm very excited about it. Alright, book of the week. You guys can't get upset with me, because I'm still reading The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I don't know what's wrong with me. While I'm getting my tattoo today, my mom's also getting a tattoo, so I'm gonna have to wait for her. So I'm going to fucking read, and I'm going to finish that book today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love to read, but lately I just have not. I guess I just haven't had the time, but that's an excuse, because I do have the time. I just have been choosing not to pick up the book. So, I promise, next episode there's going to be a different book of the week. Alright, here are my songs of the week: Australia by The Shins, That Funny Feeling by Phoebe Bridgers, Habits by Genevieve Stokes, Red Wine Supernova by Chapel Roan, Because I Love You by Montaigne? Want Me by Baby Queen, No Other Heart by Mac DeMarco, and Jinx by Leah Papas Kemps. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Remember that you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated in this world. I love you. Goodbye.